Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about cops abusing their power because I'm pretty sure everybody has heard the news with this woman that was shot and killed in her home. So, for those that haven't, a cop was called to this woman's house. So, it was like a non-emergency line. But overall, a cop has showed up to this woman's house, like inspecting it, thinking something might have been going on. Because I guess, her front door was open. So the cop, instead of just like going inside, he decides that he's going to walk around the house, notices the woman moving around in her house, tells her, I think, to either put her arms like up or down or something like that. And of course, like a woman, like, if you look at the window, you can't really see, because I seen the video and I couldn't see that woman inside. So I assume that she can't see who's ever on the other side of that window. So if somebody's all like, put your arms down or put your arms up, like something like that, I'm not going to know who it is. And I'm like, I don't even know if like some cop sirens or anything, like if those was on when the cop showed up there. So like, if there was no sirens, no lights, no nothing that like could have possibly given this woman a hint like, hey, there's a cop outside your house. But still though, like, you don't know where this cop is going to, even if the cop did have his sirens and lights on. But it's like, you just go up to a person's house and like put your arms down, then just start shooting. Like, it wasn't even like he didn't tell her multiple times. He just said it like one time, and then he just pulled his gun out and shot through the window and killed her. So that's what I'm saying, like, cops. There's cops out there. I'm not saying all cops. I'm not going to be that person where I'm calling all cops out. But there are some cops out there that don't know how to be a cop. I feel like that there's cops out there, they become a cop for a reason. And the only reason is because they want power. They want power. There's cops, I'm like, and once again, not calling all cops out, because there's cops out there that want to actually serve and protect and help people. And those are the cops. The sad thing about it is that the cops out there that are like protecting people, helping people, those are the cops that end up having to pay the consequences. Like, on both sides, there's always some crazy sacrifice. There's always some crazy sacrifice where this woman, she now has to, like, her life is now being sacrificed so people can, like, see this and things, and then, like, try to put a stop to these guys, cops just abusing their power and things. And then with cops, there's cops out there being sacrificed. So because people are so mad at cops. Like, one would have thought, like, okay, after all of these years of cops doing the same thing over and over and over again, one would have thought that at some point in time a cop would have been like, you know what? I know if I go into this situation like this, it's not going to turn out good. And I've seen like much more worse situations where a cop did not kill that person. There's one video I'll never forget. This cop, he was being like chased down by some crazy dude. Crazy dude had a knife. He was telling the cop to kill him. The cop was like, I'm not gonna kill you. And I think eventually another cop had showed up and tased the guy, and the guy got arrested. And I'm pretty sure he probably looks back at that video and is like, dang, that cop could have killed me. That cop could have killed me. And there's even other videos, like I think there was the one where it was the football player. Them cops was like tasing him, wrestling with him and stuff. Like that football player, he was going crazy in that store. And it's like you see it, and it's just all like that cop did not think about killing him, pulling his gun out or anything. And then you got videos out there of like, I seen the one video where the cop pulls up to the guy and he's just like, hey, can I see your license? And so the guy's just all like, why? Like, what did I do? Like, did I have a broken light? Or was I speeding? Was I doing something? And the cop's like not answering his question. He's just all like, no, like, I just want to see your license and stuff. And so the guy's like, well, I'm not showing you anything until you tell me what I did. Cop ends up breaking the man's window, snatching him out the car and things. And I'm like, and I see these videos, I'm like, man, like, what's the problem? Like, why is it so hard for some cops out there to just, like, there's other solutions to this problem that you're facing. Like with the man that shot the woman in her house, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of solutions to that problem. So many ways that you could have went around that. But instead, now you might be in jeopardy of losing your job. And then if your name and public information, or like your information gets out to the public, and then people start finding out who you are, now you're going to have a target on your back. And people are going to be out there looking for you and questioning you, and might even put your life in danger. And that's just like, that's the like messed up part about just these whole situations, is that people's lives are in danger. People's lives are in danger. And it's like, there's honestly, there's ways out of it, but then once I feel like the damage has been done, there's just no way out of it. And it's like, this stuff has been happening for years and years and years, and it's like, one would have thought that at some point in time, somebody would have like said like, okay, enough is enough. But those words can be said, the voices can be heard, cops can stop for a moment, but it's like this same stuff is gonna happen again. So that's why I'm like, man, when I see these things, it's like, I just feel like that nobody's not paying attention to what happens. Because this lady that got shot and killed yesterday morning, or either this morning, at some point in time this weekend, this woman that got shot and killed, her name was trending. But how long? Like, how long will her name trend? How long will her name, like, be up there along with multiple other names? Like, I feel like people talk about this for, like, maybe a few days, and then afterwards it's just, like, forgotten. Like, the whole situation is just forgotten. People that moved on, started working, doing their, like, living their life day by day. And then another name is being sacrificed. And then that name trends. And then it's just the same thing. They talk about it for a few days. And it's just like a constant circle of the same thing over and over again. Like, there needs to be, like, and I'm like, it still like tripped me out. Like, I remember I commented and I was just like, there's like cops out there. They need to like go through some more training, because obviously they're not fully trained. They're obviously not fully trained if their only solution is pulling out their gun and just start shooting up the place. They're not fully trained. So that's why I'm like, when people are like getting on me because I say cops need to be more trained, and I'm thinking in my head like, okay, well, your voice isn't controlling them. Nobody else's voice isn't controlling them. Going through a few more training classes, yeah. Like, having them sit there and having them study, like, treating this as if, like, this was school or whatever you want to call it and things. Like, treating this as a situation where it's like, okay, until you understand that going, like, guns blazing or snatching people out their cars, not communicating with people, like, just, like, abusing your power, cops need to go through more training. They do. And nobody might not agree with what I have to say. They're like, oh, these cops, because you're going to have people out there like, oh, these cops, they need to die. These cops need to suffer. These cops need to be in prison and stuff. Yeah, the ones that's just abusing their power and they don't care, yes. If this man didn't care about killing this woman yesterday morning or this morning, yes, he needs to be in prison. Life. Even with this situation where the one woman, she went and walked into the man's house. She wore it into his apartment room. And it wasn't even hers. And she talking about, I got it confused and shot and killed them and things. So many solutions. And even then, I'm like, how do you not even recognize, like, I can still go back to the old apartment that I used to live at with my family, and I know where it's at. It won't confuse me or anything. And I'm like, I just don't understand, like, how you could be confused on something like that. And then for her to get, like, 10 years and stuff off of it, I'm like, nah, man. There's people out there that's like, I know they were trying to bring up the whole, like, compare her and the rapper Tik Tok. I'm like, Tik Tok was rapping about that stuff. I know people are all like, he doesn't deserve to be in prison for 55 years. Yeah, but that man was rapping about that stuff. And this cop, like, of course, she's going to have to, like, the department she worked for, they're going to try to get her the best lawyer and everything. And, overall, try to, like, get her the shortest sentence that she could possibly get. She got 10 years. She suffered a little bit. Everything she had to go through, I would say she suffered a little bit. But, it's like, it's just like, the ones, but if she cared, then, it's like, then, she overall, whether she cared, whether she didn't care, whatever happens to her, she deserves it. So if she finds peace, she deserves it. If she doesn't find peace, she deserves it. But and it's like, and that's if she's seen this situation where it's like she didn't care what happened to that guy, then like, yeah, whatever happens to her, she deserves it. And whatever happens to this guy, like it's, it's overall like I just can't be that person that wishes death on the person, so I just hope that it's in a like non like death way, because it's just way too much death just going on. Like I just hope that whatever happens to him, if it doesn't kill him and he obviously learns from his situation, then yeah, hopefully this can be like a lesson learned. Like it shouldn't even be a lesson learned. Like I can't really find the words to like explain like how I want this man to like pay for what he did. But yeah, he needs to pay for what he did. And there's like, honestly, there's like, if the family is forgiving, then good on him. He, he shouldn't have even had to come across people like a good family, because it's like the situation could have been handled differently. But yeah, it's like good if they forgive him, then it's like, I guess like that's good on both parties. But it's like still, it's sad that stuff like this has to happen and things. So it's like, what can you really do? It's like, but it's, yeah. Overall, like what I was saying, cops just need to deal with more training. It's just, one would have thought like, okay, like all these people then died because cops, like, they don't know what to do, and then they just start shooting up everything. So yeah, cops need to deal with a little bit more training. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some more episodes of my podcast, and peace.